Hey there, I'm Brian Conway from achievesuccess.co.uk and this is 4 Minute Friday. Now, this week I want to talk to you about something that's actually fairly fundamental. It's probably really a basic thing that a salesperson should be doing. But what I'm finding through the hundreds of people that I've coached, that actually most people aren't doing it. So I thought, well, hey, I better share it and make sure everybody is and everybody understands this. And this is the importance of knowing your numbers. You see, I'm sitting down with a lot of new coaching clients and we're saying, okay, first thing, what's your target, right? Let's know exactly what we're aiming at. Right, great, we've got a number there. What's your sales so far? Great, we've got a number there, so now we know the deficit. All right, we know what the gap is in your target. Next question then for me is always, okay, what's your average order value? And quite often people do not know. All right, I said, well, okay, let's not worry. What was your last 10 sales? Let's divide that by 10, and obviously now we've, the total by 10, and actually we now get kind of an average across those 10. Let's just use that as a rule of thumb. You could do it over whatever number's appropriate, but if let's just use that. So that gives us an average order value. Now we can take the gap, divide it by the average order value, and we know exactly how many sales we need to make to achieve target. All right, we've got a number now of how many sales. Right, now we need to look at what is the average conversion factor. What's your closure rate? What's your success factor? What percentage of deals that you work on where you've submitted a proposal are you actually closing? Again, not sure. Really? Well, let's look at what you've done so far. So we'll work out a factor for that. Now we know exactly how many proposals need to be submitted to create so many sales. Right, and we're working my way back up the funnel. So how many people do you need to be talking to or having appointments with where you get to the point where they typically ask for a proposal, which therefore a percentage of will ultimately become customers. You're kind of getting the point now, yeah? This is a percentage game. It's all just about the numbers. And what it does, it takes you to the top of your funnel, which is how many prospects, how many leads, how many suspects, I'll even call them. They're not in prospects at this stage. How many people do I need to be reaching out to and contacting to create enough momentum and enough volume in the top of my funnel so that when I apply the various numbers, I get to the bottom with the numbers of sales that I need to close that gap in my sales target. Okay, and that is what you should know. Until you know exactly what you're trying to achieve, it's like shooting at a target with a blindfold that's flying through the air without actually aiming. It's just you're just firing and aiming at nothing. Basically, you've got to know your numbers. It's so important, but yet it's so fundamental, and yet, as I said, so many people don't do it. So that's my tip for this week: is do you know exactly how many calls, how many emails, how many letters, how many adverts, how many LinkedIn invites, how many whatever contacting strategies you use do you need to do daily, weekly, monthly that will create enough momentum and enough volume of people into your funnel that will give you enough opportunities to work on, that will give you enough closed deals that will ultimately hit your target. I suspect many people watching this do not know specifically what those numbers are, and they're just doing stuff. Number of people that are saying to me, I just need more leads. Well, how many more leads? What's more? What? Give me one, that's more, but that's not enough potentially. How many? Exactly how many leads do you need? Because then you can break it down per quarter, sort of per month, down to your activities, down to per week, even down to the day of what activities you need to do to create the volume of activity at the top of your funnel that will give you the success at the bottom of your funnel. So that's it for this week. Do you know your numbers? And if you don't, sit down and work them out. Okay, I'm going to be putting a calculator online shortly because I'm going to be covering this subject in March's, in this month's Inner Circle training, so I couldn't think what it was called then, my Inner Circle program. So if you're not a member of that, again, watch out on my website and stuff. I'm going to put a little bit of calculator together to help you work out what that number is, because it all starts there. So that's it for this week. Have a great weekend and a great week of selling ahead, and I look forward to seeing you next week in 4 Minute Friday. I'm Brian Conway. Bye-bye.